The scream hit first high and clean, and every fork on that Phoenix rooftop paused mid-air, the sun bouncing off champagne like it was trying to pretend nothing bad happens 20 stories up. A little boy was slumped sideways in his chair, lips pale, eyes rolling, and the man next to him, yeah, the Cole Mercer from magazine covers, just froze like his body forgot how to move. I set my tray down so hard, a flute chimed like a bell told myself not to think, just count. Airway breathing circulation. Then I said the only thing that mattered, I'm taking him now. People stepped aside like I was radioactive. My manager tried to block me with that soft voice they use when they want you to obey without thinking restaurant policy, he said. And I was already past him, that word bouncing off my back. I scooped the kid up, too light, too quiet, sprinted for valet. Bruno tossed me a ring of keys like a quarterback. First one fit the pastry, chef's ancient Honda, and Cole slid in beside me without a word. Hold him upright, I said, chin up a little. Talk to him, make him want to stick around. Cole's hands trembled so hard, his watch rapped the buckle, his voice barely a whisper in the chaos. We're right here, buddy, we're right here. We jumped the circle drive the city opened like it knew what was at stake. I negotiated 2 yellows and 1 very red. Not proud, just honest. Saguaro Medical was 8 blocks and felt like a lifetime away. And I kept checking his breath in the mirror, counting under mine, pretending my heart wasn't punching holes in my ribs. We hit the bay, crooked. I ran through those double doors and handed him to the machine of people who know how to catch you before you hit the floor. Respiratory arrest 5 years old. Unknown history, and they moved like a wave, taking him into the light. Cole tried to follow Sir Wait here, and he collapsed into one of those blue plastic chairs that feel like an apology, elbows to knees, hands scrubbing his face. I froze, he said. I should have. I told him the truth. Nobody tells you on the internet. Most people freeze you, did the one thing that mattered. You let me move. He looked at me like a man realizing there are rooms money can't buy entry to, nodded once, and breathed for the first time since the scream. For a minute, the world loved the video, a guest's shaky phone shot of me sprinting with the boy in my arms. Captions reading, "Server saves billionaire's son heart." Emojis flying, my cousin posting. Remember when she did the Heimlich on Coach Ramirez? And yeah, that happened. I was that kid. Then the second wave hit, like it always does. Blogs asking protocol or recklessness, a thread about how I left a pre-nursing program, when my mom's second surgery blew up my scholarship, strangers deciding that meant I barely knew what I was doing. Glenn, my manager, brought me into the back room, where we keep extra linens and the gift cards we hand out. When the shrimp runs late, handed me an envelope like it was hot. We're going to have to let you go. The owners feel your actions, exposed us to liability. Customers are nervous, you understand. I understood exactly. Policy as shield after it's been used like a sword. Walking out, I met Sloane Whitfield. Eggs too cheerful, you know the type. Blocking the hall in designer sunglasses like she needed a stage. Some of us come up here to relax, not to watch the help make a scene. I laughed. Couldn't help it, said some of us were busy making sure a child keeps breathing. You can always go downstairs if oxygen makes you uncomfortable. She blinked slow, that cat look people get right before they knock the glass off the counter, then gave me the line folks like her save for moments. They want to feel tall, people need to stay in their lanes. Good news for her. My lane had just opened up real wide. I didn't pick up unknown numbers. I didn't talk to the camera crew, parking outside my apartment. The only person I wanted to see was 5 and sleeping with wires on him. That night, there was a knock I almost ignored till I saw through the peephole a man, everyone swears, never looks small, trying to make himself small enough to fit on my doormat. Cole in a hoodie, no entourage, no PR. I don't know how to ask for help without making it sound like an order. He said my son keeps asking for the girl from the roof. He calls you Comet. Will you come read to him? He said please like it was a word he was still learning to hold in his mouth. In the room, Milo's cheeks were the color cheeks should be hair. Sticking up like a cowlick, had opinions, I read. Green eggs and ham, with voices, he made me do the train again. The nurse smiled that smile people wear when there's weather changing in a house, and Cole watched from the corner, like he was memorizing a map back to being human. When Milo finally slept, I stood to leave, and I heard a call drift down the hallway. Cole's board chair on speaker velvet voice with steel edges. Your proximity to this saga is a business risk if you're emotionally invested. That's your private decision. Publicly, we recommend distance. I felt heat crawl up my neck. Wanted to say something sharp, and Nuclear went back in instead, read one more chapter. Let the kid's nickname for me settle where the noise couldn't reach. Here's the twist. The part I didn't see coming. Next morning, 8 a.m. When no PR firm would schedule a thing, Cole stepped in front of cameras and said, "What people like him are not supposed to say. My name is Cole Mercer. I am responsible for more jobs than fit in this room. And for one little boy who does not care about any of that, 3 days ago he stopped breathing. A server named Imani Brooks didn't wait for permission to save him. That is what leadership looks like, not me. Her." He didn't add the legal boilerplate, didn't hide behind policy, said if there are consequences for me, so be it. Looked straight through the lenses like he had finally decided he could live with being seen. After that, it wasn't fireworks. It was coffee with too much cream, because he remembered. I asked once while running on fumes in the ER hallway. It was him listening more than he talked. It was me setting boundaries about how I would be in Milo's life. Not as a prize, not as a press release plot twist, as a person. And him saying, okay. In his house, Nayeli squeezed my hand and told me in Spanish she'd been waiting for someone to break the spell since the funeral. Arturo made hubcap pancakes because Milo whispered, "Comet likes pancakes," and the driver Sam called me Miss Brooks, like a boundary, not a pedestal, which I appreciated. Cole didn't slap my name on a building. He started the Brooks Mercer Response Fund instead, which sounds fancy till you see it. Training CPR where emergencies actually happen. Barbershops, yoga studios, diner, kitchens, apartment lobbies. First Saturday, we taught a grandmother who never goes to the hospital because the bus takes too long. A 9th grader whose little brother wheezes at night. He did compressions like a kid who just got handed a key, and afterward asked if he could teach others, and that's when I cried where people could see me, didn't apologize for it either. Victory tasted good, but the bill showed up. A traffic camera caught my red light, and the city sent a citation, like a moral math problem. A columnist wrote, "Heroism is not a policy," and suggested I should be charged because someone could have been hurt. While I drove, the restaurant filed a civil complaint, saying my exit created panic among high-value patrons. Had to read that phrase twice to believe it. High-value one board member resigned from Cole's company and gave a speech about discipline in leadership, with my name thrown in like a caution sign, and Sloan went on a podcast and did her line again. There are lanes when people jump the divider, somebody gets hurt. The comments reminded me America isn't one room. It's 1,000 rooms, arguing about who gets to speak first, you know what I mean? So here is where we land. Milo is healthy. Cole kept his job. I'm working at a community clinic where the coffee is terrible and the hallway art is finger paint, and the laughter makes up for both. The fund is buried in paperwork, like new, good things always are. But every Saturday, we run another class and watch someone rewrite what they thought they were capable of. Some days, strangers smile at me like they were there on the roof. Other days, I catch the second kind of whisper. There she is, the one who wants attention, the one who thinks rules are for other people. And that used to stick like a burr. Now it just reminds me, Rules are only as holy as the people they protect. I know what I did, I'd do it again, and I also know if my car had hit someone in that intersection, I'd be a different story in a different mouth. That's a truth too big for a neat bow, so I won't pretend. If you stayed with me, thank you. If this rubbed you the wrong way, say that too. Drop a comment and tell me where you draw the line between courage and recklessness, between policy and mercy. Tell me if you've ever been on the wrong side of someone's rulebook, if you think Cole did the right thing standing next to me, or if leaders should never pick fights they don't have to. Like the video, if something moved in your chest, subscribe. If you want more stories told the way real people talk, and tell me the last time a stranger surprised you, good or bad, because that's how we get better at this, saying it out loud and letting it argue back.